Hello, everyone, and welcome to our YouTube premiere on Thursday evening, October the 21st, 2021. Thank you if you are here when it's premiering, and also it will remain up on YouTube where you can watch the replay. And also, I'll have this posted on my blog afterward. So, I'm Lisa Brown, an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator from Southeast Texas, currently in Southwest Missouri, while there is some beautiful fall weather and the leaves are changing. And appropriately, our project tonight is using this gorgeous leaves bundle. Now, the project is a simple, easy one, but I think it's probably one of the most important projects you might ever make. And why? Well, it is a remake of my blessing box. And if you've been following me for a couple of years, you know that I first made one in 2019. And what it consists of is a little box that's decorated mainly for my sake and or for the sake of the creator. And then inside are some little cards that you can use to bless someone. Now, I use these in a variety of ways. They can be tucked into lunch kits or lunch boxes. They can be left on the mirror in the bathroom for when someone gets up in the morning with a little sweet note or a scripture verse or just to have a great day. But my favorite way to use them are when I anonymously leave them in places in the public. Now, I've left them in stores on a shelf where I know a mom may be looking for something for her children. I've left them in a restroom by the mirror. And it has just have a great day, or you're special, or you are loved. And then I'll have John 3:16 on the inside and write the verse. So just lots of different ways you can use it. And it is fun to do. It's a blessing not only to those who find it, but to those who give it. So I just know that whoever, I feel in my heart that whoever finds those randomly left blessings, that they are in need of that blessing for that day when they find it. So, anyway, I hope you will join along and create one of these to have. I like to do it around Thanksgiving. Hopefully, I've gotten rid of all my cards. The first one I made, I used our little 3x3 envelopes. This time, I'm just making the card and putting cards in a box so that they can be left out and it's not so mysterious looking. Like I used to put for you on the little 3x3 envelope, and someone might have been hesitant to open that. So I just kind of leave it where they can stand up tent style, okay, and make them really simple and cute. But the important part is the message, and that it make a difference in someone's day, which that's what we do when we send cards, right? Okay, we're going to get started here. So I'm going to put you down to my desk and we're just going to have a relaxing, fun time creating this blessing box. And I'll show you the finished product, the finished box here in just a second. So let me see if I can get you pointed down. Okay, so here's the gorgeous leaf set. Now, what I want to emphasize is that you can make one of these with any stamp set, with any designer paper. It doesn't matter, okay? It's the thought and the message that's important. So, but I decided to use Gorgeous Leaves because it is the fall, and I'm using the Blackberry Beauty Designer Series paper, or specialty paper, which I know is not available right now, but hopefully some of you were able to order it when it was because it's a beautiful paper, but you can do it with any paper you have. Okay, and just choose the cardstock colors to coordinate with your designer paper, and you are good to go. So let me show you the finished box here. So it's pretty sitting out, and I have, when I know I'm going out in the public, I will take it and put it in the car or the truck and then slip it in my purse when I go in, or just take a couple of cards out and put them in my purse so that I have them to leave in just random places. Okay, so let's get started. The piece of cardstock that makes the box. Oh, first of all, I have a couple of announcements. This is my host code for October. If your order is $150 or less than $150 before shipping and tax, when you use this code, it really helps me. Okay, so but don't use it if your order is $150 or more, because then you will earn the Stampin' rewards for free goods. Okay, so that's it for October. You can screenshot that now if you want to. And then for sharing and commenting last week, or I think it was commenting I do here on YouTube, I have this little gift pack that's retired, but it's the crumb cake note card size and envelopes, and it goes to Diana Young. Diana, I'll be sending that to you. Also, I forgot to remind you that if you're on YouTube at 6 p.m. Central on Thursday evening, the 21st, you can log into your Google account so that you can chat with us live. Okay? All right, so here we go. I forgot to write my post-it on this one, so let me do that now. I have a piece of rich raspberry cardstock, and it is cut at, let me get some more light on the subject here. 6 1/4 by 11. So it's the full length of a piece of cardstock, just cut at 6 1/4. Okay, so I'm going to leave that right there so that you can jot that down if you want to. And when this posts on my blog tomorrow, you will see all the details. Okay, so now we're going to do some scoring, and let me jot that down while I'm at it. Do a little larger paper. Okay, we're going to score this on the Simply Scored at 1 1/2, 4 3/4, 6 1/4, and 9 1/2. And then we're going to turn it with the short side up and score at 1 1/2 and 4 3/4. Okay, so let me leave that right there. And I'm going to get my Simply Scored in here. And when I do multiple scores, I do like to use the Simply Scored. It's just easier for me to have them all here and not have to be sliding the paper through the trimmer. That works well when you just have a few scores, but when you're making boxes, this is great. Okay, so I have a stylus here. I'm going to use the small ball tip because I'm on cardstock and it won't cut through. And so we're going to score here 11-inch side up at the top at 1 1/2, 4 3/4, 6 1/4, and 9 1/2. Let's flip it and score at 1 1/2 and 4 3/4. Okay, now we can put that away, and you see how easy that is? That is one of my favorite tools right there, is that Simply Scored. So now, guess what we're going to do next? We're going to burnish on all these score lines, because especially when we're making 3D boxes or bags, it just helps it all go together so much more smoothly. So I noticed every day out the back of our cabin, there's a beautiful hillside there, and the leaves are turning. So excited about that. That's always fun to see. All right, now we're going to do some trimming with our paper snips. So let me grab those. And I am going to first cut up on all of these intersecting score lines. And on the smaller tabs, I'm going to cut a little pizza slice out of each side to make it go together more nicely. So you'll see what I mean here. I'm going to cut up and then cut a little slice off of that. I call it a thin slice of pizza, and a little slice off the end. So let's do that on all of these intersecting score lines that are 1 1/2 inch from each of the long edge. Okay, so let's see. So when last year, I don't think I remade the blessing box. I think I still had my one from 2019, and I made some more, had made plenty of cards. So I had some cards to leave around. Not so much, you know, because we weren't going out that much. But this year I can see where I will really use these. Okay, so here I go on the other side, cutting our pizza. All right, and then the center tab. Has anyone tried this before or seen my other video? I looked back at that video yesterday and oh my goodness, I definitely look 2 years younger. My hair is shorter. I look a little more fresh in the face. But anyway, it's all good. I feel great. I'm thankful and I am blessed. Okay, let's get rid of that trash, shall we? Okay, so now you can use your tape runners like your Stampin' Seal Plus. I used liquid glue, and I think I'm going to do it again. You have to hold it a minute, but let me see if I'm going to be patient enough to hold it. And then we'll get the rest of the box put together and embellished. I've already done the die cutting. Again, you don't have to use die cuts on your cover. It is your box. It's just for you to store these in and to remind you to use them. Okay. So I want you to let me know in the comments here if you plan on trying this. I know you haven't seen it all together, but I mean, who wouldn't want to do something to make someone's day a little bit better, right? I know I've been just praying about sending cards to the people that need it. And so I'll just, you know, say a little prayer like, Lord, please lead me to those that need something that I can give. And someone's name will pop in my head and I will send a card. So anyway, it's just a good feeling, and it's a great way to make use of our craft and our handmade creations, right? Okay, so now you see how that is so cute. I mean, it's so easy, right? Out of just one sheet and cut it up and glue it together. So I didn't have to really hold it. Thank you, liquid glue. Okay, so let's get what I used for embellishments for the card, for the box, I should say. All right, I used about a 1 1/2 by 4 inch piece of cinnamon cider cardstock to die cut this stem. This is in the Gorgeous Leaves bundle in the dies collection. And then I used about a 3 by 3 piece of our burnished metallic cardstock. I have used so much of that. I think this is the burnished. It's gold. And you can certainly use any metallic cardstock. And I really like gold for the fall leaves. Okay, so I cut 2 of the dies. And you see I didn't press out all the kibbles and bits there this time. I like it sometimes when they just stay in there. You look at the detail. All right. The cover DSP is 3 by 3. And then underneath that layer is 3 1/8 by 3 1/8. So let me pull these off. And I'm going to move those in a minute because that can get quite confusing, I realize. Okay, so now this is going to go here. But I decided to add a little ribbon this time. And I didn't have any cinnamon cider ribbon. So you know what I did. I got this favorite seam binding ribbon of mine, and in the white. And then I'm going to get my dark, what is it? Dark cinnamon cider Stampin' Blends. And I'm going to color some and get some matching ribbon. And this color, cinnamon cider, done on this ribbon, because see how it has that sheen to the ribbon. It's almost metallic looking. And I could have used gold ribbon, but I really wanted this fall feel, you know, with the ribbon. I already had the gold leaves, so I thought, let's tone it down a little bit. And I always do more than I think I need. And I'll trim off the edges. That should be plenty. Does anyone color their white ribbon with their Stampin' Blends? I know some people, I have a friend that is not particularly crazy about that ribbon. I love it. I think it is so easy to tie. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and glue this piece down. Look at that pretty cinnamon cider print on the back. Gosh, I wish that was available. I just have to say, you know, I'm sure you've seen on the news all of the shipment issues and all the boats sitting offshore. I say boats, ships, cargo ships. I think we're going to feel the crunch of that this holiday season. But that's why I'm encouraging you to, if you need supplies, to order early. And with this one, you can use the thing you have, even if you don't have the metallic for the leaves. I love it. Okay, so I'm tying my bow, and really, I almost didn't color enough. Okay. I'm having issues here. You know, because I usually leave myself more room, more ribbon, and that makes it so much easier, y'all. And sometimes I leave it on the bolt when I'm tying, but I wanted to color. Okay, so see, isn't that cute? Look how pretty that is. See the shine? Okay. All right, so now this is going to go over top and make just a beautiful cover. Okay, and then I have these two leaves, and this is going to be sticking out from behind it, but let me get the scrap paper out again. It didn't stand out enough on its own, just the cardstock. So I'm going to get a sponge dauber, and let me see. That's blackberry. Here's my brown. Let me get my cinnamon cider ink pad. Ink that up, and then I'm just going to brush over this. And I'm using the dauber instead of the blending brush because it's a little better and a little easier to use on these delicate pieces. Okay. Now, if I were doing a cardstock, piece of cardstock or something, I would definitely use the blending brushes. Okay, so see, that stands out a little more. So let's get this. I want that like that. And I don't care that this part is not adhered down. I think that looks cute. So, or pretty. Okay, and then let's see how I want to do this. This one. Put some glue back here. I was talking to my oldest daughter this morning, and she said, "Mom, did you send the Halloween treat bags? I went, no, I haven't yet. I'll send them. I said, when do you need them? She goes, I think Monday or Tuesday. I went, oh my goodness. I forget that sometimes they do Halloween treat pass outs earlier than actually closer to Halloween. So I got those in the mail today. I was moving in fast motion. Okay, I had this trouble with this one when I was creating it. It's not trouble. It's just that the glue's not dry yet and my fingers are sticky and it's pulling up. Okay, so see there? Pretty box, right? Again, it would be beautiful in whatever designer paper you do. Just dress it up like you want. Okay, so now we're going to work on the cards. Let me show you what I have to do those. I'm going to need some scratch paper, so I'm going to go ahead and get that out. I have 6 pieces of the designer paper cut at 2 7/8 by 2 7/8. And I chose this pattern, this one with that little herringbone, because it's more of a masculine feel. And then this is the reverse side of this one. So I'm doing that. And then, let me see, I'll need to look at mine. I chose 3 different cardstock colors, okay? So I picked the colors that I'm using even in inks. I have Cinnamon Cider, Rich Razzleberry, and Blackberry Bliss. Now, these are all cut at six of them at 3 by 6. Then I scored them at 3 1/2. And like I said earlier, I like to make them with the tent fold card so they can stand like that, okay? All right, so I've got that. And then I have 6 2 by 2 pieces of Very Vanilla, cut, just a little square that we're going to stamp on for the front of the card. And then for the inside, I have 6 pieces of Very Vanilla, cut at 2 3/4 by 2 3/4 inches square. Okay, so to get some of these pieces where they're not just floating around, let's go ahead and put some of this together, okay? So first, I'm going to take the 2 little pieces of cinnamon cider that I'm using for the card bases. And this box could probably hold quite a few cards. I just decided to make 6 for the video. And so I'm using, which one did I use for that? Oh, this herringbone one. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and apply that to the front of the card base. And these are very non-dimensional and easy to tuck in places or leave in places. All right, so I've got that. Now I'm going to go ahead and fold this and give it a good crease with my bone folder. Should have done that first. It's okay. All right, so I have that. Now for the 2 pieces of Rich Razzleberry, I used this piece with the little birds on it. Okay, these are 2 7/8 inch square for the designer paper for the front of the cards. Let's go ahead and fold our cards. You see there's nothing to these, but it's going to be so pretty and more importantly, make a difference hopefully in someone's day. Okay, and then I'm going to adhere these to the front. This paper is gorgeous. I hate that it's not available, but we'll do. We'll survive. Okay. And then let's do this one here. It also has early espresso in here, but I wanted to stay. There we go. All right. Now I'm going to take 2 of the Blackberry Bliss and then give those a good crease. And then that one, I use the flip side of the herringbone, okay? That was my daughter that just tried to call. And then I guess she realized, she texted me, said, sorry. What time is it? Okay. Get this here. All right. So now we're going to do the stamping for the inside of the card, because I did those all the same, and that just frees up our workspace of some of these squares here. So I'm going to do 2 here at a time, and I'm using the little dot, the scattered dot. I love these background stamps, texture looking. And then these little blowing in the wind leaves. It reminds me of Pocahontas. Okay, so I need my, I'm going to do all of one ink first. So cinnamon cider. And I'm going to ink it up and then stamp in the corner. And I think I'll stamp off first. Okay. This keeps me from putting the ink, the stamp in the wrong color ink when I have 2 of them open at the same time. You know what I mean? Okay, so that one's good. Now I'm going to use Blackberry Bliss right here with the colors of the wind leaves from Pocahontas, is what I like to call. Okay, when my daughter was, the youngest daughter was dancing, her couple of years, she was Pocahontas in the recital, her dance recital. It was a Disney thing. So pretty. Oh, I think I used razzleberry on the other ones, but that's okay. That's pretty too. But you know what? I'm going to switch. I do like the razzleberry better. Not that it matters, you know, but I know what the other ones with razzleberry look like. That Blackberry Bliss is such a bold, dynamic color. And try not to get too enthusiastic and get, see how I have ink right there? I need to clean that off. You need, my ink pad is super juicy. Is this? Yeah. Okay. All right. Let's keep going. I'm not answering my daughter's text. She's probably wondering, what the heck? Tap, tap. Gentle tap. There we go. Ink on my thumb. Anyway, my youngest daughter was Pocahontas. And she had the best, wonderful Pocahontas costume. We have a dear friend, Miss Joy, that made our specialty costumes, and it was gorgeous. And she still has that costume and wears it sometimes when she has Halloween parties or, you know. So that's special. Good memories. If you've had daughters or granddaughters in dance, you know how special that is to them. That was a major part of our life when they were growing up. Okay, so I've got all these done. Let's put them inside the cards and get them off our work surface. Let me move this, clean this a bit so I don't get it on anything. All right, I'm going to use some Stampin' Seal to put these inside the cards. See, I told you this was easy, right? It's just fun to craft and visit. Hope you're all enjoying and are making plans to make a blessing box, right? This reminds me that my daughter wants me to make some lunchbox notes for her daughter. So if one wants it, the other probably wants it too, which is fine. But those are more just single pieces of cardstock with maybe just a little stamped image on the side. Oh, I'm doing that backwards, but you know what? Doesn't matter. See, I put the splatter down in the corner on that one. It's all good. Anyway, so I've been thinking about what I want to do there. There was a stamp set. Yesterday we had our 24-hour stamp sale. And one of the stamp sets that was on sale was Count on Me, I think. And I almost got it, and I should have. So I'll be ordering it, I'm sure. I mean, how many of you, when you go to place an order and then you get it done, you went, I forgot this, or I do that all the time. I needed some ribbon, I needed some cardstock, and I should have bought that stamp set because it's got those precious little animals on it. Kids love, you know, animals. Okay, moving right along. Now the front little 2x2 square in Very Vanilla has simple stamped images as well. And I did a certain one for each designer paper, but they're not that much different. So you could interchange or you could do the same on all of them. Just wanted to give you some ideas. So here are 6 and maybe some extra 2x2s. So let me get another clean sheet of paper. I say clean sheet, it's scratch paper. All right, so now, let's see, I have these babies. So what I did here, I'm using cinnamon cider and blackberry bliss. And put one on one side, one on the other. This is blackberry and should be cinnamon. Okay, so I've got this maple leaf that I'm inking up in cinnamon. So you can look at your stamp and make sure the ink is all over. I had a dry spot there. I just smudged it. So now I'm taking the blackberry dauber, dipping it in the ink pad, and I'm going around the edges. And however it turns out is fine. I love it how it has all those little speckles around the edge. So I'm going to go ahead and stamp both of these. I'm going to clean off my stamp a bit with my Stampin' scrub. Again in cinnamon cider. And then here. Okay. Whoops. Let me move this blackberry out of the way. And then I'm going to go ahead and put these on. And really, you could do fancy fronts if you want to. And I mean, to me, this is fancy with that designer paper and then this beautiful leaf. Look, I love these little dots around it. They're not really dots, but you know what I mean, speckles. Okay, here we go with this one. Okay. And then for this, this herringbone, let me get 2 of these. I need my cinnamon cider and this wood grain stamp. And so I'm going to ink that up. I'm not sure if I did full strength or not. I think I did. But let me stamp off and try it that way. Yeah, that's good. I just stamp across, stamp off, stamp across. Okay, and then I take this long leaf. I think is that elm? I don't know. I should know, but forgot. I'm going to take my rich razzleberry and full strength stamp that leaf across that wood grain. Pretty. Okay. Let's put those over top. So you see, especially if you did all of the fronts the same, and like I did it like this just to show you some options and how I use the different stamps. But this would go rather quickly. Okay. This one, put just right there, and I'm just centering it, eyeball, bam. All right, last two. What did I do on this one? Oh yeah. I took this big splatter. Oops. Right here. I've got little dimensional papers all over it. See that? Okay, so I'm going to get these and I'm going to ink it up with cinnamon cider, but I'm going to stamp off twice. So it's just very faint in the background. Okay, it's all wet. So okay, love that. You could use this as a background on so many cards, and this looks great like stamped all over your card base if you want just a little hint of something. All right, on this one I'm using this small little, I'm not going to say because I'm not sure what leaf it is, and I'm using rich razzleberry again, and okay, so this, close this up, and then be sure you hang with me because I'm going to show you if you didn't want to write anything in the card. If you just wanted to stamp something, I'm going to show you a great set that I mentioned yesterday, but it's perfect for this. Okay, so here are all our cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's go ahead and stack them in the box. How neat. Look, you could make another 6 and put them in there while you're making, you know what I mean? I can need to put a glue dot behind that. The ribbon, so to keep it steady. Like that. Okay, this set, threw it together. All of these different follow your dreams. You're doing better than you think. You are capable of great things. How special would that be inside one of those cards? You know, forever grateful. You're proof there's good in the world. Believe in yourself. Stay strong, my friend. Sending you this paper hug. A lot of these would go great in these cards as a little message to leave anonymously, right? Okay, here are 2 blessing boxes. This one you can see I used a different large leaf there. And they're fun to make, and they're even more fun and special to give, okay? It would even make a good gift. And then, like, after you've given all the cards, you could use the box and put it on your Thanksgiving table and let everyone write on a slip of paper what you're grateful for and put it inside, and then put it underneath your Christmas tree, okay, and Thanksgiving. So, okay, let me see if I can hop back on. Okay, thank you so much for tuning in. If you're watching the replay, thank you for being here as well. If you have any questions, let me know. I should have the details for this project on my blog on October 22nd at some point. We have some guests coming over for a fish fry this evening, so that's exciting. So anyway, just let me know if you have questions. Take the time to do this. I think you will be blessed yourself and you will make a difference. So anyway, that's what it's all about, right? Okay, have a great evening. Hope to see you again next week. I'm going to try and be here at 6 p.m. Central, and I'll talk to you again soon. Have a great evening, everyone. Good night.